Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. In this quick guitar tricks we're looking at some of Paul Gilbert's most common string skip arpeggio shapes. Each example will have a 16th note or 8th note version, and then a triplet variation as well. I'll chuck in any relevant bonus tricks as we go. First up, this D minor arpeggio links to jam tracks with the card in the top right there. This shape goes D, F, A, D, F, and back down. D, A, F, D. So this one falls nicely into an 8-note group, just going up and down it. The picking on this is probably going to change depending on your own idiosyncrasies and preference, so all I'll really say on this is go with what's the smoothest, cleanest, natural way for you. Also, you might want to pick more notes, like you could pick the F and the high E and that sort of thing. So again, just experiment with it. There's loads of patterns you can do. I've gone for this one for the triplet version. Essentially 2 patterns in one. And this one. So bonus trick here, I suppose you could mix and match those two together. Okay, so we'll also be looking at an F major, a D minor 7 and an E diminished, just to keep things in the same key. These shapes will work best between the B and the D strings or the G and the E. Obviously you can move them up and down if you want to play in a different key as well. F major. Going F, A, C, F, A, and back down. F, C, A, F. The same idea as the minor one we just looked at. And so is the triplet variation. Bonus tip, this will harmonise with the D minor in thirds and will sound quite cool. Obviously you can make more patterns from these shapes, something which I would suggest doing. On that note, here's another bonus tricks of sorts. Say we are playing over an F, F sus4, F, F sus2, which is a Paul Gilbert Mr. Big poppier vibe about it. We could follow those chords by adding in notes to the arpeggio. So that 18th fret suggests the sus4, 17th is the standard major, and the 15th suggests the sus2. So you can sort of hear it outlining. D minor 7. This goes C, D, F, A, C, D. And back down, C, A, F, D. This example is Quintuplets, 5 beats over 4, lesson card in the top right for more on that. It's cool but not the most intuitive grouping. Paul Gilbert will use groups of 5, so it seems worth suggesting it as an option. To get a 16th note version, I've had to create a more elaborate passage. Again, I'm just picking where it feels right for me, you might want less or more picking. For the triplet version, I've added in a tap note, F, 18th fret on the B string. And this time with less slop, hopefully. As a bonus trick, you could tap or slide tap the 22nd fret, which is an A and fits into the arpeggio. You could go between those two frets as well with the tapping. And you could slide tap as well. All loads of stuff like that Paul Gilbert does, and it's worth trying out. As a secondary bonus trick, you don't have to stick to a strict arpeggio, so why not try adding in other notes from the scale and see what cool sounds you can get. You might also want to mix this one up with a D minor shape from before, a bonus tip I suppose. Another bonus trick here, remember you don't have to go up and down them, like that last group of notes I'm going like this. Although this will generally give you a more spacey sound rather than a more clear arpeggio, so it just depends what vibe you want really. As a bonus within a bonus within a bonus, you might want to try hybrid picking ones like this. You could pick the D string, use your middle finger for the B, and third finger for the E. Totally legit way to play this, or you could just use your middle finger for any other string. We can add in the F on the low E string for what is probably Paul Gilbert's best known string skip. I've actually covered this pattern and other uses for it in another video, card on the top right, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, but for good measure, here it is slowly again. If you were playing this up a string set, which would make it a G minor 7, you can still put that low note in that one. In this case it would be the B flat, flat 3 of a G minor, just like how F is the flat 3 of a D minor. Finally, E diminished. The notes being E, G, B flat, D flat, E, G, B flat tapped. Then we have G, E, D flat, E, G, E, D flat, B flat, G. So a bit of a longer twiddle on the E string just to make up the bar, and to highlight that you can spend more time on one string like that rather than just going up and down relentlessly. The triplet variation, I'm doing this. And a bit slower. Going E, G, B flat, D flat, E, G, G, E flat, D, B flat, G, E. Doubling up notes on the 15th fret G so it rolls a bit better. Another thing to consider there, doubling the notes. So one last bonus tricks for those that are still watching. Thanks for that. Shout out to the Supreme Lick Squad Elite. Yeah, so this arpeggio is made up of going up a minor third interval, which you may already know. So it means we can tap any note that follows the same rule. The 18th fret, 21st and 24th, on both the E and the G strings being fair game. So you can really go nuts with this and have a full tapping legato spree. Wild and crazy option 6-finger tapping, which I'm not very good at, so you might have to bear with me. Now, if you want to do the string skip before that, and then go into it, you could, but it's something that is beyond my capabilities at this point in time. Cool, so those were what I think of as Paul Gilbert's most common string skip patterns. This has been Quick Tricks, that's the playlist up there. Check out some other videos I've done, hit subscribe, leave a comment, it'd be great to hear a bit more from you. And yeah, share, like, and also enable notifications with that little bell on the side, if you feel so inclined. Cheers guys.